Israel lobby here, the genocide Democrats and the genocide Republicans who deny the Palestinians.
Can you see what they're doing now? They want you to hate America. That's the reason they've pushed that America stole this land, because they say that Israel stole that land. Yeah, the indigenous people. You stole this land. No, the fact is that the Arabs stole it from the Christians and the Jews. They had it first. They did. But this guy in this clip, and there's so many that are like this, though, but he's the worst I've heard. I would imagine he'll be facing judgment soon, because there's not one word he said that is true at all. It's not one word. Not one. Nobody genocided any. But Joe Rogan's pushing this too, yeah. The same liberal talking points. That's why they all look like pussies. I mean, because when you're like, oh, you're just killing journalists. No, they said that 20 years ago, but yeah, no, that's not true. It's part of the propaganda. Like the propaganda of the leader of Iran that Tucker Carlson interviewed. I mean, how many times could he say forever wars? They educated him real well, didn't they? You got to propagandize to the American people, because they voted for no forever wars. Yeah, no, MAGA voted for no. We don't want to just go into wars unnecessarily, but no, we'll go in and beat the hell out of you if we need to, because God expects us to protect our heritage. So, yeah, just because the liberals decided they were going to use MAGA to try to advance their never war agenda, yeah, sometimes that's not possible, but it's not like liberals use common sense. So Jimmy Dore, of course, is a liberal, but he's gone way off the plantation. But all of them have. All of them have. They could never be about America first. They hate America. They do. They do. They hate America, which is why it's Israel genociding, and it's because of the Democrats and the Republicans here that are the genociders. This has always been what the goal is. They want you to hate your country, which is why I keep saying, no, you stand up and you say, hey, liberals, hey, you communists, hey, you pussy men, Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson. I mean, all pussy. Look, they all have the same personality male-wise, if you notice. I notice. They really do. I don't, because manliness it's not so much about how buff you are. It really isn't. I mean, not that that's not a nice quality, I guess, but that's really for women. No, it's the true, genuine. It has to be in here. None of those men have it. Dave Smith doesn't have it. Tucker doesn't have it. Rogan doesn't have it. Jimmy Dore doesn't have it. None of these people have it. Yeah, it's interesting how it's almost like God removes that quality from them when they decide to go on down this crazy lie path. There's nothing this man said that was true. Never were the Palestinians displaced when they put Israel there. Look, they didn't throw anybody out. They asked the Palestinians. They made it clear you don't have to change your religion, and Palestinians were fine because nobody was being displaced. Just like some, a contractor would come in and buy up maybe a whole neighborhood of condos. That's what they did. They were empty lots. That rich, powerful people bought to put them back in their land, okay? And they were in Israel, and Palestine was asked. And they were fine with it. They had bonded with they bonded with the Jews. Every time the Hamas or Hezbollah or the Palestinian Liberation Organization would get in there because of all these deadbeat Arabs that just want to kill the Edomites and the Israelites, they were the ones that displaced all of them, and they had formed such bonds with their neighbors. And why wouldn't they? It was the perfect arrangement. Like the people that did create Israel, whatever you want to think of them, it was an excellent idea because God did want the Israelites to try to get along with their ancestors. And the Palestinians were the Edomites. They were their ancestors. And they were getting along. That is until Ishmael had to make an entrance. And as I said, Saudi Arabia, which I have nothing against Saudi Arabia because God gave Ishmael, and as far as I'm concerned, the Prince of Saudi, you're Ishmael. You know you are. And Ishmael was the firstborn son of Abraham. Firstborn son. God had no issue with Ishmael. He gave him a great nation. See, look at Saudi Arabia. Many great princes. Well, some princes, they're good. But gave him a great nation. Many blessings on Ishmael. Okay, so God didn't have issue. But God will have issue with Ishmael's descendants who have been getting with these terrorist organizations going after Israel and manipulating the Edomites. There's a reason Jordan and Saudi Arabia don't want to let these people in their country. Why don't they let, if the Palestinians were Arabs, they would let them in. They wouldn't let them stay there and get slaughtered. They let them stay there because they really don't care what the outcome is. Just don't. Whoops. So, sorry. But, so that's what you have to understand. This idiot, okay, who I would imagine will be judged harshly by God because he doesn't even begin to know how to be honest. I have to hold this thing, sir. Yeah, this guy, I would imagine, will be judged harshly. He went on in this video to just, every word he said was a lie. Every single word. And, of course, Jimmy Dore is eating it up. Why? Because it's all about destroying America while they say they want to help America. No, you don't. Like, if you're such a pussy that you think every war is a forever war, no, sometimes you just have to go to war. It's the way it is, because human beings are human beings. These pussy men act like that they're about rational thought, and yeah, but there's a time for there's a time for the woman type thinking where, well, we just have to talk it out. You know, like men are not into that game. Like most women know that, right? It's like men, when a woman has a problem, the man just wants to fix it. Tell me what's wrong. Let's fix it. Let's move on. We don't need to have a big dramatic event here. We don't need to talk it all out, okay, to endless hours. Just tell me what will fix it. I'll do it. Like that's what, you know, men, women are, because God made us that way, okay? So these women boys, all these comedians, all these pussies, it's almost like God removes the masculinity out of them. Because I don't see it in any of them. I don't see it in Jimmy Dore. I don't see it in Rogan. I don't see it in Tucker. If you really watch all of them, they all have this one main characteristic, even though they all looked, and I swear I'm not trying to be insulting. It's just true. Is they when you're a male that's a pussy, like you don't have that true mass. It has nothing to do with being buff. I mean, Joe Rogan tries to overcompensate with all of his workouts and his ice baths, but it doesn't do any good because, see, women don't care about that. Women care about that true masculinity. That true masculinity that comes from God. But when you act like a pussy like this, man, God's like, no, that's not, that's not the image of God. I mean, really. So, I mean, I know God made me without a filter sometimes. Believe me, I prayed lots and lots about this stuff, and I'm just like, God, I know you're gonna damn me. No, sometimes you need people that just say the truth. Okay, these people they're pussies, okay? They're just pussies. Oh, we can't have a forever war. Okay, well, a war doesn't necessarily mean it has to be forever. I mean, look at how quick we did it in Iran. We took out their nukes. In a matter of 37 hours, and that was most of just flying there. And then it was over. But, you listen to Tucker Carlson whine and moan, and it's like, oh, we're going to be in a war with Iran. And it's like, and then you got Joe Rogan over there saying, they're just genociding women and children in the Gaza Strip. So, see, one of the things that makes men masculine that have that true quality is they're honest. They're honest. They're not sellouts, and they're not game. That's the reason Alex Jones, just watch it. It doesn't matter. They all look different, but they all have the same quality of pussiness. I know I've been using this word way too much, right? But once I see it, it's like, oh, it's everywhere. Yeah, so nothing this pussy man said is true. It's all lies.